Falcon Books Publishing have very kindly sent me volumes 1 and 2 of André Conscientia's A Magical Study series. So the volume 1 is this one, a guide to the elementals, and then volume 2 is a guide to Sphere Quabbalah. You may recognize that there is an unusual spelling or an unusual transliteration of the Hebrew word Kabbalah here. Of course, there is no accurate spelling of the word Kabbalah, but this, as I discovered when I was a little baffled by it when I talked about this book in a recent news video, I was informed that this is actually the way that Franz Bardon spelt the word, and that's the reason why this is how it's spelt over here. These two books are essentially André Conscientia's thoughts on Franz Bardon's system. He's been through the whole system. He's kind of lived the system for a while now, it seems. And these books, or I expect it's going to become an entire series. So far, it's 2 books. Are the kind of manifestation of that experience of Franz Bardon's work. Now, I have not read Franz Bardon's work. I'm very aware of it, very aware of, what a lacuna it is in my knowledge, but I can't I can't learn everything, right? And yeah, Franz Bardon's system is one of those things that has just escaped me so far. But perusing through these 2 volumes, I'm kind of encouraged to look a little bit closer. It certainly seems very interesting. Let me give you a little bit of a look inside these 2 books. So just in terms of, I'll talk briefly about the presentation of the 2 books. They are, I'm going to say, print on demand quality, which is not bad at all, but mind you, like high quality print on demand, should I say. You get some low quality print on demand, but this is full color, glossy paper, and really beautiful full color illustrations on the inside, and the paper is extremely thick. Let me see if I can, there we go. Yeah, you can see how thick that paper is. It's it's quite stiff actually. Now that does come at the expense a little bit of those covers. I think the second volume here is already coming off, but you just have to be a little bit careful with them. It is a rather heavy book, reasonably priced, because of it's not Smith sewn or anything like that. Okay, so now that I've told you a little bit about the form of the book, this is a new publisher, and clearly they're making a good effort in terms of the presentation, and I want to applaud that. They what it may lack in build quality, there is definitely compensated in terms of how much effort they've put into the layout and giving us some rather beautiful, some rather striking color illustrations throughout, right? So very, very lovely from that perspective. And then the last thing that I'm going to say about the format is that I'm not sure why we've got 2 different sizes. It seems a little bit of a shame, right? Like a missed opportunity to appeal to the collector. I know that I would certainly have appreciated having both of them in the same size, and I think that this smaller size may have actually been the right way to go. In terms of the font, it's certainly not a small font here, but here the font is actually kind of enormous. Right, here it is next to my hand. Yeah, there's no way you can miss that. Okay, so that's in terms of the constructions of the book. Now, in terms of the content of the book, yeah, really very interesting stuff. Now, I'll give you a little look at the table of contents here, and you'll be able to see just how cram-packed it is. Right, lots and lots of stuff here. So this first book is about elementals. And I guess we don't talk very much about elementals. I mean, considering how central they are to, for example, Agrippa's work, there's not very much love shared for elementals, and this is an entire book that goes into the praxis of working with elementals. There we go. What are they and how do you call them and how do you work with them? And it's pretty cool stuff. It's kind of made me want to work with elementals, really, really, really nice. Here's maybe a little paragraph. Oh, there we go. A little paragraph that you can pause the video on. This second paragraph here, the focus of this book is elementals. That's one that I kind of recommend just pausing the video and having a little read of. It might give you an idea of what the book is about. Okay, and so after a pretty thorough introduction, we get to having to zoom out because of the just how large these books are, right? We get to the second chapter. Actually, this is the third chapter, still kind of introducing these various elementals and talking about the process of using magic to approach these elementals and so on. And then there's an entire chapter here on, establishing virtues via the tarot, and each of the major arcana have various virtues and attributes listed. I suppose this is kind of an interesting introduction to the tarot for anyone who is kind of new to the tarot, so that this book could essentially work as an initiation in itself, right? As a magical course in itself. And then you have part 3, which is like the pretty much the rest of the book, which goes into the elemental beings. So then you have an introduction to each of the 4 sections. Here's the one on Earth. Let me zoom in a little bit so you get an idea of what kind of information is going on here. And then and then you just get a list of elemental spirits of that particular element, right? So these are a few elementals from the Earth category, and then you hop over to the Air category. Yes, here we go. Yeah, beings of the air element, and then there's water, and then there's fire. Very, very cool stuff. Some nice artwork going on in the back as appendices. Of some of the entities mentioned, and then tabulation for the elementals. So actually, really, really, pretty much everything that you could hope to encounter about elementals. Very cool stuff. And then this second one is much more aimed at planetary stuff, right? So it's the Tree of Life, it's the Sephirot, and then it's the 72 Shemhana Forash, explicit name of God and things like this, right? But again, it's pretty complete. There's a lot going on here, from musical scales to symbology, of course, and then going into each of the spheres. Yes, in terms of color and in terms of just lots and lots of different aspects. If you're interested in planetary magic, then this is definitely the volume for you as well. But it's quite clear that Andre's working towards a complete magic system, right? So really exploring Franz Bardon's entire magic system in a just by going through it step by step, and by being kind of explicit about what he's worked out there, what he's experienced. Yeah, there's quite a lot of his experience actually, which is really nice, because that's something that sometimes is missing, you know, in some magical works, is what the magician can expect to experience, and here André actually shares quite a lot of his own experience, which is quite cool. You can see that the publisher has this table of contents looks a little bit more a little bit neater. It seems that the publisher is coming into their own a little bit more here. So yeah, nice to see things progressing from that perspective as well. So yeah, pretty cool. The strike through indicates these attributions are not a part of Franz Bardon's system as it is, and will likewise be removed from our own system. All right, this one's over here, that's cool. So yeah, as you can see, it really is very closely cleaving to Franz Bardon's system. And if you like Franz Bardon, then yeah, these may be of interest to you. My understanding is that these, do I remember this correctly? I may be wrong. Okay, I'll say what was on my mind. I think that these may be available as electronic books. I'll need to check that out and leave a link in the description to let you know if that's accurate or not. But yeah, this is what the physical version of these two books looks like. And it seems like Falcon Books Publishing are onto something quite good. Yeah, if I've got one bit of one recommendation would be to possibly, you know, if it's an easy thing to do, to make sure that the second run of the volume 2 is the same dimensions as the volume 1. Alternatively to have a new run of the volume 1 to be the size of volume 2, but I think volume 1's the right size, you know. I think it's kind of it's a bit more wieldy, and anyway, those are some thoughts on form, right? It's kind of what I'm known for. Some people don't even think that, well, whatever, doesn't matter. But yes, I'm certainly known as the guy who cares a lot more about the form of the books than about their contents. At least people who don't watch my channel very much, that's certainly what they think, and you know, I certainly can't blame them. I do you know, care a lot about the form of the books. So there we go, folks. I hope you found the overview, it wasn't really a review, interesting, and yeah, there are links to both of these books in the description. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the review, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.